Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is sponsored by contribution from Magic. And here's his story. Hi, Ollie. It's Magic. I've been watching your videos and been feeling intrigued to piece together my family members' intentions with me. I have an uncle who I suspect is doing the real narcissistic dirty work for them. He's in his mid-40s and lives with my narc grandparents and is claiming disability due to a head injury he received, being unable to work from this. Though I suspect he is lying and fully capable of independence, but uses it as an excuse to get away with abuse. And he's just lazy. I mean, I know plenty of people who are faking disabilities, including my own father. I seriously doubt when someone with a disability so bad has the full capability to travel across the world solo for a holiday in Thailand. When I was getting counseling in 2012, I left the session feeling emotionally exhausted from it. I haven't slept well the night before, hadn't eaten, was going through a coffee crash, and spent 2 hours in front of a computer downloading stuff. When I got to the train station to get home, my uncle happened to be there as if he was waiting for me. I didn't talk to him because I was in a bad mood. I went to the end of the train to sit by myself, but he followed me down and sat opposite me. I kept giving him looks that I didn't want to talk to him, but he didn't seem to get the hint, or more likely didn't care. I played a game on my phone and hoped he would go away, but started poking me physically, trying to get my attention, waving his hand in front of my face and playing music on his phone. He wouldn't leave me the fuck alone, and I assumed this is a tactic narcissists use, known as jabbing. Shortly after, we had one stop left before getting to my hometown. I snapped and told him to fucking leave me alone, and he just stares in shock at me. When I tried to get off my seat to leave, when we came to the town, he got off his seat and grabbed me by the arms and demanded to know what was wrong. Don't touch me. Like the narcissists, they always think they can put their fucking hands on you. Like, don't put your fucking hands on another man. Like, you don't put your hands on anybody. But the narcissist always thinks they have the right to put their hands on you. I told him to leave me go, but he wouldn't. I threatened to tell the police if he wouldn't let me go, and he did. I went home already knowing nothing good would come from the rest of my family from this, as he sure enough played the victim and made me out to be the asshole. About a week or so passes, and my youngest brother, who's probably an overt narcissist, came to my house with my middle brother and demanded to know what happened. Not that he actually cared about my uncle, but he uses things like this to get his fix of supply and reputation dominance over the family. When I told him my side, he wanted me to apologize to my uncle. I refused and stated my uncle is the one who should, though obviously both of us were wrong. I went back inside my room and locked my door and realized there was no reasoning with him, or that he didn't want a fair conclusion. He tore the poster from my door, yelling things like, "Go and tell your stupid online friends what I said, you fucking loser." That's bugging him. And again, rips down they could put their hands on you. They can put your hands on your possessions. It's your whole family, man. It's your whole family, for some reason, thinks they have this entitlement over you, your possessions, your emotions, all of it. This caused me to break down and start crying. We were talking for a while afterwards, but he never apologized for what he said. You know what? Everybody has to get over this apology thing. Fuck apologies. Oh, you apologize. No, you apologize. No, fuck apologies. Get away from them. Fuck apologies. I don't want to ever hear about another goddamn apology again. I know I will, but you get my meaning here. Apologize, apologize, apologize. Fuck apologize. Fuck it. They're meaningless anyway with these people. It's all meaningless. From them, it's meaningless. It's a tactic to be turned against you. And then, God forbid, if you apologize, they're going to use it against you for the rest of your life. Fucking hate that. I fucking hate it. We were talking for a while afterward, but he never apologized for what he said, what he did, or how he made me feel. We agreed to have a party at the house with his friends the next night. Big mistake. Everything was more or less fine, but I didn't spend much time with the other people there since I'm not a social person. One of the girls said something about my mother's house to my overt narc brother, and he went into a rage, and my friends told me he hit her. Son, husband, anyone? My mother died in 2008, and he hasn't properly dealt with it yet, nor has he ever admitted to needing help. It was about you don't punch them. It was about 2 a.m. and everyone was outside the front of the house. The girl and her friend left along with my middle brother, leaving drunken me with my drunken narc brother and his friends. He was having an emotional meltdown about our mother and wouldn't calm down even after about 15 or 20 minutes of this. I tried holding him in place since I was worried he might attack someone and tried talking to him, and he said, "Magic, if you don't let me go, I'm going to fucking hit you." I refused, and sure enough, he threw a punch at me. It didn't hurt, but I felt it the next day, and it left a tiny bruise. I refused to fight back. We were in the living room around 4 a.m. after everyone else went home talking about the issues. He never apologized for hitting me. I didn't go to the cops, but swore to myself if he ever hit me again, I'd be obliged to teach him a lesson. Everybody has to stop touching everybody in your family and get the fuck away from each other. Don't worry about apologies. Everybody's way too emotional in your family. It has no grasp or control over their emotions. When I began to get more counseling in 2015, my uncle happened to be on the same bus at the same time, as if he knew where I was going. He waited for me to get off the bus, and I walked past him. He began following me, so I went upstairs to the toilets and waited in there for about 10 minutes for him to go away, since I was going to be late if I waited any longer. I went downstairs and he was waiting for me down there too. I walked past him again and began walking towards the counseling building. He followed me and saw where I was going. In hindsight, I should have taken out my phone camera and recorded him following me and possibly reported him for stalking. He was probably out to sabotage my therapy too. In late 2016, I went to a drawing meetup and he happened to show up there. It also happened to be his first night there. He tried talking to me, bringing up touchy subjects like who I spend time with on Christmas. I began gaslighting and changing the subject on him since I felt he deserved to be treated like this. He got up and left soon after he realized he wasn't getting what he wanted. Total control and embarrassing reaction out of me. Score 1 for Magic. I stopped going to this meetup, however, since I consider it sabotaged. I got a letter from College A in April 2017, but Narc Father didn't see this. When I got a letter from College B, he saw who the letter was from. When I went for an interview in College B, on my way home, I saw my uncle getting off the train carrying passengers, as if he were going to the same college for an interview there in the art class that day and probably to stalk me throughout. It's just as well College A didn't go to plan, and I didn't get the course I want from the small number of interviews because my middle brother, who I suspect is a snake in the grass, is going there from next September. All these coincidences make me wonder if my uncle is a flying monkey out to sabotage my life for my narc father and grandparents, and makes me wonder who's the snake in the grass who keeps letting him know. Though I think it might be my middle brother spilling the beans, since 2 times he invited me to hang out with his friends, who for no reason verbally attacked me. When I asked him why they were treating me like this, he went silent. Perhaps these people have found a way to stalk my online activity or phone location. The fact that the rest of the family haven't been there much for me and don't seem to care about my side of the story and the situation emotionally crushes me. I wanted to make things work work with them, but I'm not sure this is possible or not. I plan to go no contact with all of them soon, change my number and phone, getting a new computer and Wi-Fi. I figure the fact they've already let my father away with murdering 2 of my cats and don't seem to care about it speaks loud and clear that I need to get away from them. I have made mistakes with my family. I want to fix things, but if they are stalking me like this and getting me to apologize for every mistake that I happen to be involved in, be it my fault or not, doesn't seem to be very fair. And I told you to forget about the apologies. You can't fix this. You can't fix this. You can't fix them. There are no coincidences in narcissism. There are no coincidences in narcissism. Ever. Ever. I mean, just what it's not a coincidence. They're stalking you. And the deadbeat, because that's what your uncle is a deadbeat, okay? I'll tell you exactly where it's coming from. It is coming from your uncle. Because as long as the focus is on you, it's not on him and not having a job. Bottom line. So he's going to torque up the rest of the family, and they're all going to play into it as well. You can't fix it. There are no coincidences. You just need to get away from them. Also, my narc grandfather has shown up the last 2 Christmas dinners I went to with my brother and Ann. Sometimes someone's obviously telling him what time I'm showing up, and he always shows up when I do shortly after I do. I don't want to be around him since he verbally and emotionally abused me and never admitted or apologized for it when I was in temporary living with him shortly after my mother died. One of these times I was listening to the news on the radio in my room. He barged in asking me to do the dishes. I told him I wanted to listen to the radio for a short while first. He snapped and said, "I don't give a shit what you're listening to." I told my brother this story, and he still treats me like I'm the bad guy. I feel like I can't trust any of them anymore. I hope running away is the right thing to do, but I'm terrified of it since it's just me. I won't be going to either of those colleges, and instead plan on going to a training course that only people who've been on a focused program for a full year and who have skills in computers can get into, meaning my uncle won't be getting in there for at least a year. Thanks for your input, Magic. You can't fix it. There are no coincidences. And your uncle's going to keep showing up at everything you do to keep you the black sheep. That's what. That's what's going on. As far as your grandfather yelling at you about the dishes and you told him you're listening to the radio, I mean, you got to get over the apology. Everybody in your family is get over the fucking apology thing. Apologies are meaningless. The only reason you want an apology is for the same reason your family wants the apology from you. So they can use it against you. You want to use their apologies against them, and they're never going to give it to you. So you never give it to them and go no contact, because that's the only thing that's ever going to fix this is move away, move far away, and don't look back. That's it. That's it. Stop getting caught up on apologies. Who apologized for what? That's playing their game. The goal is to get out, not to get an apology. That's going to be meaningless anyway. There are no apologies and there are no coincidences in narcissism, period. So, hope that helps. Thank you again for another contribution and story, Magic. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up a Skype, phone call, private video, or Facebook chat, or you'd like to sponsor a video for someone else, or just sponsor the channel in general, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. And if you're still unclear, the instructional video link pops up on the screen at the end of this video to walk you through all of that. Please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been The Narcissistic Resistance. Bye, everyone.